She threw me under the bus, and I did not throw anybody ever under the bus. You could vouch for me. Yep. Teresa could vouch for me. When I saw that day, I saw a rat. Calling someone a rat where we're from is bad. Everybody was upset. That was Jennifer's fault. How is it my fault? You witnessed tampering. I did not witness tampering. I was shocked just as much as you guys.
5 minutes later.
I called her the night before. We got into a little conversation. When she said the word endorsement, I was like, did I tell her that?
I know there's something big that they're not telling me.
What is it? So, and he saw Melissa in the back seat with a guy. I wish I didn't ask her. I just wish I stayed out of it because now it puts me in the middle.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about episode 10 of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 13. And I just want to say, Danielle, out the gate, you made a mistake by talking to Melissa, because these girls are single-handedly throwing you under the bus left and right. They getting you in trouble. I don't know how you don't see that. But y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, want it, securing the bag.
Alright, so like I said, the episode opens up with Danielle meeting Melissa at Envy. And like I said, out the gate, Danielle, you made a mistake by divulging information about Rachel to Melissa. You know she's gonna tell her, so I don't see why she would even do that. Like, she just spilled her guts. I'm just like, I was looking like, girl, dumb. So Melissa is basically making space in Envy for Danielle for her new clothing line, Bougie Kids. She has an e-commerce website, so she wants to take it from e-commerce to an actual physical site, right? So this is just like a little trial phase. So the people are coming in, and everybody's really dressed up to the nines, and it's giving me
casting call.
It's giving me, the producer was like,
hey, come to Envy on this day, make sure you look good because it's gonna be cameras, blah, 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 blah.
It does not look like people off the street. It looked like people that knew, girl, there gonna be cameras here, so we need to make sure we paying it. Okay, so Jen stops by and basically support, and she goes straight to Melissa and asks her, like, are you fine with us being in the wedding?
Think about it after the fact, like maybe it wouldn't have been a big deal if I said yes, or are you still good with your decision? Oh no, I definitely would never have said yes.
Melissa said, you know, she's putting her feelings to the side because, you know, Teresa didn't ask me to be in the wedding. She didn't ask my kids to be in the wedding. So, you know, I'm just trying to put my feelings to the side just to make sure everything's going to be successful for Teresa. My whole thing is why, I'm still confused on why Melissa wants to be in the wedding in the first place, but whatever. I'm definitely confused on why would your kids be in her wedding? And this is the thing that gets me, because everybody's like, oh, family, it's an Italian thing. Family means ohana, da 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 da, all this. Great, cool, I got it. But my whole thing is, at the end of the day, it's Teresa's wedding. She could put whoever and invite whoever she wants. She doesn't have to invite, to be honest, none of y'all if she don't want to. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, girl, if it was my sister was getting married, like, if I'm not in the wedding, okay, that's fine. I'm still gonna show up just to support. Like, I don't see what the deal is, but whatever. So Melissa and Danielle, they talk about Rachel, and Danielle basically said that, you know, Rachel threw her under the bus and she's a rat.
Margaret, we were in this conversation together. She continued to go at me and dig at me. She threw me under the bus, and I did not throw anybody ever.
Melissa's like,
Oh my God, you can't say rat.
girl, stop it. This is not my wife. So Dolores, you know, we transfer over to Dolores, and yet again, she is not at her house. She's at Paul's house. That's like the theme of her storyline. And I feel like Dolores and Giselle have the same type of storylines where their storyline is always about a man, different men. So it's funny how that correlates. But Dolores basically talks to Paul's parents, because they're there, and they talk about the Ireland trip and this, that, and the third. So we see a side-by-side combo with Joe, Melissa, and Teresa and Louie. Melissa hadn't seen Teresa since, you know, COVID. Since she had COVID, she missed last episode. So she's like, you know, I haven't seen her since then, this, that, and third. And Joe's like, oh my God, that's so sad. I'm like, how was that sad? The girl was sick. I mean, like what are we gonna do? Louis talking to Teresa, like, you know, it's impossible to talk to Joe because he has this dramatic anger and this, that, and the third, and he's just so angry. And I'm like, Louis, I get you trying to hype your wife up, that's fine, but at the end of the day, all of y'all played a part, and that's what y'all, all four of y'all fail to realize, that all of y'all play a part. Louis, you're trying to be a peacemaker and it's not working ever. Teresa, you could never have accountability for nothing. Joe, you can't have accountability and you have super anger problems.
Go to therapy.
Melissa, you want to be the victim, and then you gaslight, and I wouldn't say gaslight, you throw gasoline on the situation that happens every time. We transfer over to Jen and Bill. They're basically talking about the island trip she's packing, and Jen, she talks about how she doesn't want drama with Margaret, and then she segues on to, Bill spending time with the kids when she's gone. She's like, okay, when we're gone, just make sure you spend time with the kids. He's like, okay, I will. And then she's like pressing the issue and like poking the hot stick on him. She's just like, at the end of the day, when I'm here, you're always in the pool house. Like, what's going on? He's laughing, like, just like rolling his eyes. But she's like, I actually enjoy you around. That's a good thing. So they come to understanding that, they're going to try to make more of an effort. So that's great. The girls are traveling, and it's time to go to Ireland. And I've never been to Ireland. It's definitely on my list, so it looks pretty. The girls all arrive in Ireland.
Top of the morning to you. I know.
This is the vehicle that will take you to your castle today, which is Island Castle in County Meath.
Fabulous. All right,
And then they basically arrive at this palace or castle. Dolores got the girls a castle, so go Dolores. But the castle is 400 years old, and it looks like it's 400 years old. The outside looked haunted as, and I was like, yeah, I would be scared sleeping there too. Melissa was like, oh my God, the inside's so scary. The outside was scary me. But Dolores decided to give Teresa and herself the best rooms. But when they actually get there, they over here basically like drawing a hat and all this. And to me, I feel like Jennifer got the best room, but whatever. The girls basically go downstairs after they all get settled in their rooms, and they go downstairs for lunch. Dolores give the girls like a little pep talk, like, look, we're not at home. She basically told the girls in a nice way to like have some home training and use some sense. To me, I'm just like, girl, have some decorum. Like, this ain't Jersey. Like, act like y'all got some sense. Don't be yelling and screaming in these people's places. Everybody's like, okay, but Dolores calls out Jackie.
Jackie, the other night at the house, when you were calling out the coffee reader. Well, I didn't want her to do my reading. Jennifer's book.
She's like, okay, but you were rude to the coffee reader, so what's up with that? And Jackie was like, I didn't want her to read my cup. Like, I just wasn't into it. Margaret blames Jennifer for basically witness tampering. And, throughout this whole time, I was on Jennifer's side. I'm just like, okay, she said she didn't do it. She didn't do it. Boy, did she fail me. Like I said before, like in this current mindset while watching the show, I took these notes while watching. So I was like, Margaret, you cannot blame Jen if she didn't know, if the lady knew stuff about y'all that, she just knew. She's a psychic. So, I mean, you can't get mad. Jackie, Rachel, Margaret, and Jen F, they basically was not feeling the psychic lady, and they felt like Jennifer had something to do with it. But after the whole little digging, we found out that Jennifer did call the lady beforehand. She divulged information to the lady.
Hey, that me and Margaret, we have our little thing. We're not really getting along that well. Whatever.
And that's how she knew certain things about some of the girls. So we yet again talk about the invisible housewife of season 13, Laura, and how she basically told Jennifer these horrible things that she can't repeat that Margaret said. Like, oh my God, I can't. She just said so horrible things. So everybody's like, girl, what did she say? She's like, I can't say.
Would love to know. There's a lot of things I don't even say. I won't even say. I'm just telling you to look out. That Laura sang like a bird, and I think Margaret can't stand it.
And I hate when y'all do this. Stop bringing up stuff that you don't want to say on camera. If you don't want to say it on camera, stop bringing it up. Don't try to be like, oh my God, I can't say. And then at the end of the episode, it took a little effort just to get it out of her, right? So Danielle's now curious. She's like, okay, what's the tea? And all the girls like, okay, what's going on? She not telling. So, all the girls are getting ready for dinner, and Danielle, she goes to Jen's room and she asks her, like, so what did Laura say? Like, you have to let me know.
She was like, me and Teresa swear. You don't want to say it, and Teresa doesn't want to say it. It's about Melissa.
And Jen's like, I can't say. She was like, okay, you can't say, but you told everything else. So what's the tea? Like, what's going on? If you told everything else, then you could tell this. And Jen's like, it's pretty big. Like, they over here, I'll be a hypocrite. If they did something like that to me last year. So I would never want to do something like that because they did it to me last year. I would
never want to do that slower.
That you know how they do. So Danielle said, like, okay, at the end of the day, like, who is it about? Like, is it about Melissa? And then you see Jen like, okay. It took that much to get her to spill the beans. And she basically tells her, like, a man basically opened the door while, you know, Melissa was in a cab or a car with some other guy making out. And, you know, it's like, oh my God, Margaret saw it. So basically the guy told Margaret, so Margaret knows the information about Melissa. So, you know, I'm annoyed with Danielle a little bit just because she's like, oh my God, in her confessional, I wish I didn't know this information. I wish I did not know because now I'm in the middle.
Man, that's crazy. I wish I didn't ask her. I just wish I stayed out of it because now it puts me in the middle.
Well, ma'am, you put yourself there.
Like, if you didn't want to know, you wouldn't have been over here begging to want to find out. Like, you should just mind your business, left it alone, and you've been fine. But now you wanted to know so bad, so you knew. Now you're in the middle, and now it is what it is. So whatever happens, it happens to you. Like, I want Danielle to realize that everything that really has happened to her in this group has been either word of mouth from someone else or someone else caused her to get into it. Like the whole rumors about Margaret got an arsenal came from Teresa and Jennifer. She repeated it, got in trouble. This, she gonna repeat it and get in trouble. Same thing, right? So now Jen's like, you know what? Just don't repeat it. Just don't repeat it. Well, we can't repeat this.
Just don't say anything. I am not saying anything. Let it go away. I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole.
The lies! There you go, this bitch. The lies.
And Danielle's just like, you know, she wish she stayed out of it. The girls meet downstairs and they do this little celebration for the bachelorette party / dinner. And the girls get to the dinner. The restaurant is really cute. I like the open scenery. And it had like a purple tint-ish. It was cute. I thought it was really nice. So the girls are basically talking about sexting and if they will basically sex their husbands away. Look, me and my ex, we used to do it all the time. Look, Snapchat. But you know, it's not about me. But it's a very cute vibe, and a combo basically turns on to basically Teresa, and you know, the wedding. She's like, okay, why aren't you stressed? Teresa's like, you know, I'm not stressed right now, but the wedding is 2 weeks away, so it means literally I already feel like the wedding's gonna be the last episode. So I mean, thank God. And then they ask about Jen and Dolores's wedding dress, or with their bridesmaid dress. They're like, yeah, you know, we ordered it, it's on the way, so we're excited. It's on the 3rd. So Jen asked them, you know, like, Teresa, like, you know, why did you pick them? You know, like, why did you decide to all of a sudden just put them into your wedding, like Dolores and Jen? Like, why?
What made you decide to make Jen and Dolores bridesmaids? Like, what was that? These two have been really a big supporter of Louie and I.
So Teresa was like, they've been so supportive of my relationship with Louie, but you know, I was kind of nervous even bringing it up because, you know, Melissa, you know, I didn't want my brother to be mad at another thing. And Melissa was like, why would Joe be mad? Why would he be mad? And I'm just like, Melissa, girl, don't be dense. At the end of the day, Joe been mad this whole season. Like, he really needs to go to therapy because he's been super angry and it's about other people. Like, it'd be crazy about half the stuff that he's angry about. And Teresa, yet again, she's doubling down. Like I said in the last episode, she's been doubling down. Like, girl, if you did not want to invite her mother because of the stuff that they said on social media and the stuff that they basically repeated this and third, even Melissa know that they said stuff, but on Watch What Happens Live, Melissa was like, well, you know, they didn't say anything that bad.
The tweets, likes, posts, etc. of them being anti-Teresa over the years.
Well, first of all, there was a couple tweets back in the day. They were probably from 13 years ago. They weren't that bad.
Okay, that bad still has bad in it. So what are we talking about? So now, you know, Jen starts speaking up for Teresa because, you know, Teresa was like doubling down, talking like, well, you know, at the end of the day, I didn't invite them because, you know, the history, this, that, and the third. And Jen was like, we know.
Right, but you were through obligation. I was what?
Listen, you know, the reason why you got invited anyway was because you were an obligation. So I mean, and now everybody's like, oh, what did you say?
Back that up. Back that up.
Back that up. Back that up.
And I agree. I feel like if Melissa wasn't married to Joe, she would not be invited to the party. Like, I don't think Teresa liked Melissa at all. I don't think Teresa liked Melissa from gate. So I mean, so Teresa's like, no. I can speak for myself. So Melissa tells Jen, like, you need to hush because this is family stuff and you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, girl, to be honest, you talk about family stuff. Y'all were bringing everybody and their mother, literally, into y'all family stuff. So I feel like she has the right to have an opinion. I feel like with Melissa is like, if anybody's opposing her opinion that's not in her family, she don't want them to say anything. But if it's backing her up, like Margaret, Jenef, Jackie, she let them talk, right? So, but I do agree with Rachel in her, I agree and disagree with her confessional that I feel like Teresa is definitely double downing, but she's like, she was like, my brother-in-law's family is always invited to everything. So blah, 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 or sister-in-law family is invited to everything. But my whole thing is this, like when my mom had her wedding, we did not invite her husband's brother's wife's parents to the wedding. Why? Because why would they come? We know them, but we don't know them. And if there was any type of beef, they still wouldn't be invited. So that's why I was confused a little bit more, because she was like, my brother's, my sister-in-law's mother is invited to everything. I mean, okay, but you don't have to invite them. I don't see why they would be on the guest list. There's a lot of family members that don't even get invited to people's weddings. So, like, what we talk about? At the end of the day, the episode ends, and Teresa, she's doing her little rant, and she basically sticks her foot in her mouth all the time, and they basically drop the conversation. And I just feel like Teresa can't take accountability ever. Melissa and Joe, they can't take accountability either. But I feel like Teresa's on another level. It's always, if my brother. I do feel like if her brother would have just called to say, hey, I would love for Melissa to be in the wedding, I feel like Teresa would be like, oh, okay, cool. It would actually probably rock them together. Or, if her brother was like, yeah, can you invite Melissa's mother? I think this would be really important to her. There's a lot of stuff that could have happened that could have helped their relationship. But I found it funny on Watch What Happens Live when Andy was like, there's nothing else to talk about anymore. I feel like y'all relationship is done. Y'all can't go anywhere else. And you see Joe like, oh, no. I feel like there's still stuff to talk about. No, because I feel like Andy's trying to hint at, Melissa might be just go ahead and just have to get off the show, because what else is there to talk about? Y'all didn't go to her wedding, so for me, I feel like it's done. It's finito. Nothing else to talk about. It's done. Like, and Joe's like, no, we don't want to hear about y'all going back and forth no more. I am done with the storyline, just like with Whitney and Heather, Portia versus Kenya, Nene. I love Nene, but I'm done. I'm done with that storyline. I don't have no more to give. Like, we gotta move forward, and the only way that New Jersey can move forward is if Melissa or Teresa gotta go. And I feel like with their storylines, I feel like Teresa has more of a storyline moving forward than Melissa does. It is what it is, y'all. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.